Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing the differences between two really popular the Shoe Fairy posing shoes. So we're going to talk about the Fantasy Olympian, beautiful, versus the Iconic, also beautiful. So that's what we're doing today. I recently just got these, but I have posed and done a show in these shoes, so I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about it. And I thought it would be helpful to compare them in case you're wondering which ones you should get. So that's what we're doing today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do while you're watching it, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. I love having you here. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. Okay, so to make sure I don't forget anything, I wrote notes from their website. I will also link both shoes, and you can find their variants of the shoes. One of them comes in wide. They have strappy, no straps, mules, ankle straps. There's several different variations of each of these shoes. I'll have it all linked down below, but I do have some notes so I don't forget anything. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me show you. This is the Fantasy. So she is mostly got AB crystals here on the heel, and there's a little bit going around the platform and some down here in the back. I always buy an ankle strap version. That's what I like. Little buckle, and it has the little plastic on the toe. And this is the Iconic. So as you can see, she is fully rhinestoned across the entire platform, the heel, the bottom of the shoe, everything. It's actually, you can't really see it on the screen, but the Shoe Fairy logo is embossed in the rhinestones here. It's really cute. So again, mine is the ankle strap, and it has the little front plastic right here. So I got mine. They're both the same shoe. They're both an Olympian, and they're both the ankle strap version, so it kind of eliminates any differences we have here. I'm not a mules girl. I don't like the feeling of a shoe bouncing and not being secure, so I don't wear a mule. So we'll do a comparison. So here they are side by side. You can see the rhinestones are different between the Iconic versus the Fantasy. These are AB, and I'm not sure what they call these, but they are not quite the same, but they both look really nice in stage lighting. They both have a really nice sparkle factor. So, all right. So let's get into some of the details, shall we, with our handy dandy nose. Okay, so they are both the same price. They are both currently listed at $165 on their website. There are discount codes available. I have one. I will put it here. I will put it in the description box. You can use it. You don't have to. I don't care. It's there in case you want to save a little money, because competing is expensive, and if you can get your shoes for a little bit less, you should. So they both cost $165. They both come in a 5-inch heel. So I have the 5 inches in both of mine, but you can get them in the 4.5-inch heel, which they did just release very recently. So they're both available in 5-inch heels. They're both available in 4.5. This is a 5-inch heel with a 1-inch platform. So right here on the toe is an inch. This back here is 5 inches. If you are very new to heels, that's what those numbers mean. So this has a slightly higher platform. We'll talk about the other one separately. These are a little bit more narrow through here, and a tennis shoe would be called your toe box. So they are a little bit more narrow here, and I think a little bit more rounded here. So they do come in a wide version. So if a narrow toe box is not your thing, if you know you don't like it in running shoes or tennis shoes, you might want to size up to the wide version. Not size up, you may want to go to the wide version. These run a little bit small according to their website. I don't have a problem with it. I will put the size that I got here for both of them. So the Iconic and the Fantasy, I'll list the sizes that I got. So I didn't size up, but it may be more important if you do have slightly wider feet. I don't have wide feet, so I did not size up. I bought my normal size. I think I have the same size in both of them. Again, I'll check my order and I'll make sure and let you know. So this comes in the strappy, which is what I have. The mule, which would be the shoe without the strap, And then they have what they call a strappy. So instead of just the one band of plastic here on the toe and the forefoot, there's another strap right here to help keep it in place. So I like a slightly taller platform because I am only 5'3", so it gives me a little bit more height on stage. But I think having a tall platform with a taller heel makes it a little bit more balanced. And if you're not good at walking in heels, I think that'll be really beneficial for you to have the slightly higher platform. If you don't want a higher platform, that's fine. You can go with something like the Iconic. And there's one other, I'll link it here. I'll put a picture because I can't remember the name off the top of my head. They have a Olympian that has almost no platform and it has a shorter heel. It's part of the Petite line. So they have a line where it has a shorter heel and this one has a shorter platform. I'll put it here and I'll link it down below if you're interested in that. If you're not comfortable in heels, or you just want something like pretty nondescript and that isn't going to distract, or if you're in a different federation, I don't know, you might want it. All right, so that is kind of the rundown on the Fantasy. Let's talk about the Iconic. So this is the Iconic. She has a 5-inch heel back here and a 3/4 inch platform. So a little bit shorter here in the front. I'll do a side by side in a minute so you can see them. We'll get to that point in the video. This, if you are in a half size, so if you wear a size 8.5, you're going to want to size down. If you are a regular size, get your normal size. According to their website, they will list on their website what the sizing specifications should be. I wore my normal size in both of them and I felt fine. So these also are a semi-wide shoe. So it doesn't come in a wide, like the sizing is not a wide. It's just wider in the toe. Let me show you what I was talking about. So this is the Iconic. I know I moved them. Let's see if my camera will focus. This is the Iconic. This is the Fantasy. You see how this one has a slightly more rounded end and this one is just ever so slightly more pointed. That is something you're going to want to keep in mind given your foot shape. If you feel tight in the toes of your tennis shoes, this might actually still be a better option for you because it's semi-wide and it does have more space down here in the toes. So that is a difference. These also come in the ankle strap, the mule, and the strappy. And it also does come in the 4.5-inch heel as well. So you can get both of them in a slightly lower heel if you are not as comfortable walking in heels. So there is that. Okay, so my thoughts having worn them, I like both of them. I am changing the style because I'm moving to figure, and for me personally, I like this look better for figure. I like the slightly higher platform, and I like that the bling is more to the back and the front is a little less intense for figure, especially because I don't wear a pattern suit, but figure a lot of girls do wear a pattern suit, and I felt like if you had a pattern suit, just a little bit of sparkle on the toe would be enough if you do want a blinged out shoe, but it's still really pretty like in the back where you're not getting competing rhinestoning in the pose as well, because in the back you don't really see a ton of your suit. So I like that it's a little bit on the back, but from front pose and in the side, it's not terribly like distracting or intense when you are being judged in other positions. I wore my Iconics for my wellness show. I think they're great for bikini and wellness, where you're going for that really like flirty, really like girly, ostentatious, super flashy look. I think they're great for bikini and wellness. I know figure girls wear them too, and that's fine. I think they're good for everybody, but I would say especially if you're bikini and wellness, these are a great shoe. I love them so much. I didn't switch because I dislike wearing them. I thought a different shoe would be better for the division I wanted to go into. That's really the only reason I changed. Both shoes are great. It really is just going to come down to your personal preference. So I also like that the rhinestones on the Fantasy are a little bit more AB and have that color shift to them, whereas my Iconics, they're more glittery, I would say. The effect is more of like a shimmery, glittery effect than the colorful AB cast that you're gonna get from the Fantasy. So that was also one of the reasons I chose to change. They both have this silver sole, which it's going to be hard to show you, but it's very padded. So they both have padding down here and up here where your weight is going to be distributed. The plastic is very soft and flexible. I wore mine for hours and I've posed in them for hours, my Iconics, and no digging in, no cutting in. I've worn the Fabulicious off of Amazon, and it really cut into my toes, like to the point where I had to take the shoes off on show day. I just could not wear them for any amount of time other than I had to be in them, and they were just really uncomfortable and really hard. So this is the Fantasy, so it's a newer one. So it's super cushiony, padded right here, the Shoe Fairy logo, same plastic. These are a newer shoe, so the plastic isn't quite as broken in, and this is a different variation of their plastic. It's still very soft, very flexible, but it shouldn't break. Apparently there was a problem with some variants breaking. I have not had any trouble. I've had these shoes for years. I bought the Iconics when they first came out, so I've worn these for years, and I don't have any problems with my plastic, other than them being broken in and a little bit loose. Also, I'm gonna give you guys a tip. You can do whatever you want. Don't wear your socks with your posing heels, especially the Shoe Fairy ones where it does have the softer, more flexible plastic, because what it's going to do is going to stretch out your shoe, and then when you go to wear them on show day, you're going to slide around in them. So I understand it might feel more comfortable at the moment, but don't pose in your socks. You also are not going to be wearing socks on stage, so just pose in your shoes the way you're going to pose in them. Anyway, so these insoles are also tan proof. So once you get your tan, it gets on everything. You can clean the tan off of these and it shouldn't stain because they are a smooth vinyl-y material, not like a suede or anything like that. I do feel like, me personally, that I need something like a little less slippery on the inside because my toes will slide down a little bit, but they do make something you can put in if that is a problem for you. It's not a problem for everybody, but sometimes it is for me when I get really sweaty or your tan feels gross on your feet. Sometimes you can slide in them, but it's just because everything is really smooth. So that is really the only issue I've had with them. I find these shoes just as comfortable. I do like the higher platform though. So I will do some side-by-side comparisons so you can get a feel for what they look like on and everything like that. We'll do that now. Okay, here's the side-by-side of the heels. So you can see the rhinestones are bigger and have a different sparkle to them on the Fantasy versus the Iconic. Both have these gray soles that are shimmery with the Shoe Fairy logo here. You can tell these are newer because the ink is darker. These ones are very light, and the insole is also very sparkly. So here's the backs, what they look like. Here they are from the side. So this is the 1-inch platform, and this is a 3/4 inch platform. I don't know if I can quite get them where you can see the difference. It's not a huge amount of difference, but there is a difference. And you can see all the sparkles down here, all the way down the toe. Whereas on the Fantasy, we've got the heel. We've got a little bit down here in the back, and then just kind of a staggered pattern on the platform. Here's a little bit better view. You can see just a little bit better view. You can see the difference between the platform heights from this angle. So this is the 1 inch, this is 3/4 inch. You can also see the toes. So this is the Fantasy with a slightly narrower toe, and this is the Iconic with the wider toe. Here is where the padding for the bottom of your feet is, and then you have another line of padding up here at the top. You can also see how the Iconic is a little bit wider than the Fantasy right here, because I do not have the wide version of the Fantasy, and the Iconics are listed as semi-wide on their website, so you can really see the difference here. So This is the wider one, the Iconic. This is the narrower one, the Fantasy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed making it for you. I know there's a lot of discourse on shoes for bodybuilding, and are the Shoe Fairy shoes really worth $165 when you can buy shoes on Amazon for way less? And having worn several of the kinds from Amazon, I'm going to tell you, yes. Your comfort in your heels on show day is super important. If you are uncomfortable or you can't move well in your shoes or they're cutting into you, that is going to translate on stage. Your discomfort will be visible. The Amazon shoes are super hard on the insole. Like, you feel like you're walking on plastic, hard plastic in the Amazon shoes. These also have a no slip bottom, which some of the Amazon ones don't. But I can tell you, having worn them, yes, it's worth the money. Use a discount code, maybe see if you can get some secondhand, but they really are worth the investment. Also, you can wear them for other things, especially if you go like the plain route and buy just the Olympian, which doesn't have any sparkles. You can wear that for everything. I've worn my Iconics to like Christmas parties and things like that. So you really can get your money's worth out of them. But I highly suggest investing in your shoe. It's gonna make such a difference. And you want to feel confident and sexy and amazing in your shoes. You don't want to walk out on that stage and your shoes are just causing you pain and making everything just miserable, because they will. Your feet are holding everything together at that point. You are on them all day, you're posing in them, you're digging your feet into to get some leverage. Invest in your shoes. That is 100% worth it. My dog is laying down right here, wanting me to pet her. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed while you were watching. Maybe giving it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. We're at 900 subscribers. I would love to get to 1,000. That would be great. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.